Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's tutorial video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to draft a basic pant pattern with dart and zipper fly. And I'm also going to teach you how to get some vital measurements whether your client is close to you or not. So please stick with me and enjoy the video. As you can see in the video, I have gotten my hip depth, my crotch depth, my thigh depth, and of course my knee measurements from my high waist. Like I said, I have gotten my hip depth, which is 8 inches from my low waist. And that is the line number 1 that you can see in the video. And of course, my crotch depth. And how to get your crotch depth is hip divided by 4 minus 1. 45 divided by 4 minus 1 is going to give you 10.25. And that is what you have for the second line. For the third line, which is our thigh depth, that's a standard inches of 3 inches below the crotch depth. Then for my knee measurement from my high waist, that is like 26 inches. Now that we have gotten our vertical measurement, we're going to get our horizontal measurement, which is my hip measurement divided by 4. And I use 1.5 inches sewing allowance. I'm going to mark that hip measurement from the waist down to the hip and down to the crotch depth, as you can see in the video. Guys, please, I'm so sorry. Please take notes. I didn't write down the measurement earlier. Line number 1 is my hip depth. Number 2 is my crotch depth. Number 3 is my thigh. And number 4 is my knee. The next thing we're going to do is to get our crotch extension for the front, which is hip divided by 4 divided by 4. Mine is 45 divided by 4 divided by 4. That's 2.8, approximately 3 inches. So in this video, I'm going to use 3 inches as our crotch extension for the front. And to get our crotch curve, from the crotch point, you can see me pointing in the video, I'm going to go up 1.5 inches. And then I'm going to come out a half inch from the hip point, as you can see in the video. And I'm going to connect with my French curve. Please do well to place your French curve properly and then connect. So the next dimension that we're going to get is our round thigh. And I said that the standard measurement for the round thigh depth is 3 inches below the crotch depth. And in this video, we're working with waist of 31, hip of 45, and our round thigh is 28. So 28 divided by 2 is 14 plus 1.5 sewing allowance, which is 15.5. which is approximately what I have for my crotch measurements. That is my hip measurement plus the crotch extension that you can see in the video. They are literally the same thing. After getting my thigh measurement, I'm going to get my knee measurement. And to impute your knee measurement, you have to get the midpoint of the crotch extension line. And here in the video, the total of my crotch extension is 15.5, which is divided by 2, that's 7.25. Now get to that knee line from that hip side, mark your 7.25 and dot the line. The round knee for this tutorial is 18 inches, which is divided by 2, and that's 9. Okay? This part is very tricky. Please watch the video closely. So my round knee divided by 2 is 9 plus my sewing allowance of 1.5, which is 10.5. Now I'm going to divide that 10.5 into 2, which is 5.25. Please, when you want to dot your 5.25, please let the midpoint be your guide. From that midpoint by the left, you dot your 5.25, and also by the right, you also dot your 5.25 from that midpoint. Please take note. You do the same thing to the hem of your pants, as long as you want the pants to be. I'm just using the full pattern for this tutorial, okay? We have gotten our vertical measurement and we have gotten our round knee, our hip measurement. Now it's time to impute our waist measurement. It is very important to know that for you to mark your waist measurement, you have to mark from the crotch area, from the crotch curve area, please, not from the hip area. Please take note, it is very important. You are imputing your waist measurement from the crotch curve area, not the waist area. All right, so you do your hip measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch dart measurement, because this is a dart pant that we are drafting. All right, where you must have gotten that from the crotch curve, you mark it. Now it's time to get our dart measurement, which is our nipple to nipple measurement from the crotch curve area as well. Our hip depth is 8 inches, and I'm going to go up from the hip point 2.5 inches. So our dart length is going to be 5.5 in this video. We're going to mark our half inch on both sides to connect our dart. Please, if you don't know how to get your nipple to nipple measurement, please refer to our basic bodice pattern. The link is going to be in the description below. Guys, if you have gotten to this point in this video, it means this video is helpful and you are enjoying the video. Please do well to like, share, comment, subscribe, and click on the notification bell so that whenever we post, you can get notified. Now I'm going to connect all my dimensions. From my waist, I'm going to connect to my hip depth, and from my thigh, I'm also going to connect to my round knee, and I'm going to use my stretch ruler from the round knee to connect to the hem of the pant, as you can see in the video. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side of the pattern, which is the crotch curve area of the pattern. Here I'm using the straight ruler, here I'm using the French curve as well to connect, and yeah, with the straight ruler to connect to the crotch extension as well, as you can see in the video. Please watch closely and you understand everything that I'm doing. So this is basically what a basic pant pattern should look like. At this point, I'm going to be drafting the zipper fly, and I'm using 2.5 inches for the zipper fly, and I'm going to be connecting it down to the hip depth. But when I get to the hip depth area, I'm going to curve it a bit, as you can see in the video. Please watch closely. All right, you can use your free hand to do this just to get the perfect kind of shape that you want. After getting the shape that I want for the zipper fly, the extra space there is not needed, and I'm going to cut it out when I'm cutting out the pant, when I'm cutting out the pattern, sorry. Please note that this pant pattern is without a band, so I'm going to be adding 0.5 inches to the waist just to connect to my band when I want to add my band to the pant. You already know that your band should be at least 2 inches. So if you want to do more than 2 inches, that's fine, whatever works for you. But your band should be minimum of 2 inches to get to your high waist if you want to make a high waist pant. So we are practically done for the front pattern of this pant, and we are going to cut it out so that we can be able to draft the back pattern. So we're going to be doing a quick recap, okay? To get your crotch depth is hip divided by 4 minus 1. Most people's hip depth for low waist is 8 inches. And high waist 10 inches for most people. Like I said, for your crotch extension for front, hip divided by 4 divided by 4. Whatever you get is your crotch extension for front. I'm going to apologize again for not writing down this measurement on the paper. The first line is our hip depth, the second line is our crotch depth, the third line is our thigh depth, and of course the fourth line is the knee. I am so sorry, I guess I was just carried away, guys. I am so sorry. Here I'm already cutting the pant, so we can use the front pattern to get our back pattern. Now we are done cutting out the front pattern, and we have already placed it on a fresh paper so we can be able to draft the back. And of course, for me to draft the back, I don't need the zipper fly, so I'm going to hide it for the sake of this tutorial. I'm going to hide that part so we can be able to draft our back pattern for this pant. And I'm also going to hide the 0.5 inch measurement that I marked for joining the band, because we don't also need it in this particular part of the video. All right, before I tape my front pattern down on this fresh paper, I'm going to get at least 2 inches above. That would help me to get the 1.5 extension for back. Okay, because the back is different from the front. The back, we have the bum at the back, which is going to take a different kind of allowance, of course, so that I can be able to fit well with our front side of the pants. So I have already gone up 1.5 and I connect back to the hip side. Now let's talk about our back crotch extension. Okay, for us to get the back crotch extension, I'm going to extend the line and come down 0.5 inch from that crotch for the front pattern. But for the back crotch extension, we are using the 0.5 inch below the crotch extension for front to get our crotch curve for the back. And to get the crotch extension for back, whatever you have for the front, you add extra 2 inches. That's the standard measurement, extra 2 inches. Okay, so I'm going to add that 2 inches to the 0.5 inch below. Like I said, the 0.5 inch below is what we are going to use for our back crotch curve, as you can see in the video. Here I'm going to use my French curve to connect to that 0.5 inch below. Please watch closely and understand what I'm doing. Now that we are done getting our crotch curve, we are going to get our dart measurement, which is also our nipple to nipple measurement. And please do well to get it proportionally so you don't have a line that is not straight. Okay, and for the back dart of this tutorial, I'm going to be going up 2 inches above the hip, which is going to leave us with a dart length of 6 inches for the back. But whatever works for you is totally fine, trust me. But at least 2 inches above the hip, at least, for the back. For the front, we use 2.5 inches above, which gave us a 5.5 that length. You can use 5 inches for the front, it's still cool. For the back, we are using 6 inches. That's 2 inches above the hip for the dart. Now that we are done getting our dart, I'm going to tape it back so we can continue getting our back pant pattern. Sorry. Guys, we are almost done with this pattern. No, you see how easy this is going. I really do hope this is getting easier for you. Like, I really do hope, which is the essence of this tutorial video. Now that we are done getting the back crotch curve and our darts, we're going to add extra ½ inch around, more like an ease allowance. Okay, and I'm also going to get ½ inch above for the band, joining of the band for the back pattern as well. So once I'm done doing that, I'm going to connect as so, like I did previously in the video, the same way, where I'm going to use the straight ruler for the knee area, and of course the hip curve for the thigh and the hip area as well. Okay, just watch closely, you see how I'm connecting them from the waist to the hip. From the thigh to the knee, I'm using the French curve. Then from the knee down to the hem of the pants, I'm using a straight ruler. I'm going to do the same thing as well to the other side of the pants, which is the crotch area of the pants. All right, wherever you have to use the hip curve, please note it down and use the hip curve there. Where you have to use a French curve, note it down and use a French curve. Where you have to use the straight ruler, note it down and use a straight ruler there, because all those things are important and there are 7 different purposes. Okay, guys, when I'm done with this, I'm going to use my tracing wheel to get all the horizontal dimensions for more clarity on the back pattern. Once I'm done tracing them out, as you can see in the video, I'm going to remove the paper and use my marker to get those lines clearly for you guys to see for more clarity in this video. Please do well to watch, and I am pretty sure you will definitely understand what is actually going on here. So here I'm already getting the lines. Like I said previously, line number 1 is the hip depth, line number 2 is the crotch depth, line number 3 is the thigh depth, which is 3 inches below the crotch depth, and line number 4 is my knee depth from my high waist, which is 26 inches. Let me also give you guys a bonus tip on how to get the knee measurement in case your client is not close to you. After getting your thigh depth, which is 3 inches below the crotch depth, whatever you have left after the thigh line to the hem of the pant, get the midpoint and go up 1 inch, depending on how tall the client is. That trick can help with the knee measurement, and I hope that makes sense. Now that we are done with this pattern, I'm going to cut it out. Please do remember that we have a zipper fly for the front. That means we need an extra 2.5 inches for the width, and of course 8 inches for the length, which is our hip depth, so we can be able to connect to the zipper fly when fixing our zipper. Guys, if you got to this point in this video, I am super grateful, and I will appreciate it if you give us a like, share, comment, subscribe, and of course click on the notification bell so that whenever we post, you're gonna get notified. So here is the extra that you need for your zipper fly, so that whenever you fix your zipper looks very neat and very professional. Also note that the back crotch is always bigger and longer because of the extra crotch extension. Our pant patterns are ready. Thank you for watching, and see you guys in my next video. Bye.